Hi, I'm Ludi Lin, and you're watching the Permanent Rain Press.
Hi everyone, it's Chloe with the Permanent Rain Press, and today I am so happy to be joined by Ludi Lin. Ludi, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for taking the time to chat. Limited time, let's dive right in, talk about Asian representation in film, which I know you are super passionate about. Over the past couple of years, tell me, how have you seen the industry grow in this respect?
I think over the past couple of years, we've made a lot of strides. I think we've made a lot of gains, but I think it's not nearly enough. And we need to keep talking about that. I know people have said that before, and it really is not enough. I mean, we're still getting excluded from inclusion a lot, but it's also important to remember that it's not just the last couple of years. The more I learn more about, the more I learn about this, the more I know that it's been decades in the making, and we've been inching on progress. And right now, it seems like we're making a lot of progress, but that's how people felt in every single moment. And when you look back, it wasn't really much progress at all. So we really need to keep pushing.
Thank you for sharing that. I know you are an advocate for Asian artists and creators. So at the same time, I think it's up to us to spotlight Asian talent and continue that conversation. Now, what is your favorite Asian Canadian film?
What's my favorite Asian Canadian film? Uh, I I watched the Railroad, the Iron Road, a long time ago. That was made here. Asian Canadian film. I loved. I'm not sure if that was made here, but I know a lot of Asian Canadian actors are in it. Blood and Water on HBO. A lot of my friends are in it. There's just not enough. I can't even
I'll
think
have
of
to add
many.
that first one to my list. I don't know if you see Meditation Park. That one's a really good one.
I've seen Meditation Park. That was great. What is that Asian Canadian?
I think it was filmed in Vancouver. I think that was with Ty Ma, Sandra Oh.
Yeah, I'm working on something with Taima now. And Taima's a brother. He really taught me a lot. He taught me a lot about Asian representation. He thought he was the only Asian Black Panther about just a couple of years ago. He found out there were, and I worked on the Muslim in the South that just came out, and it's about the civil rights movement in the 60s, and I was the only Asian on set. So I really, going down to Alabama really taught me a lot about what representation means and why we're at where we're at compared to, some of the other races like African Canadians, African Americans, and how those roads went down different paths.
It's
So
amazing to kind of have that cultural experience, especially, on film sets these days. Now we're here today to talk about Mortal Kombat. Your stars Liu Kang. The trailer just dropped earlier today. Break it down a bit with me. What can we expect?
um, well, you can expect a lot of combat between mortals and and immortals. There will be blood. There will be blood. It is in a rated R film. Even the trailer is red band rated R trailer. So there's two versions. So if you want your kids to know what you were playing when you were their age, then show them the Green Banner one. But if you're there to kind of enjoy it for yourself, then check out the Red Banner one. So those are a couple of things. As soon as it dropped, me and the cast jumped on Zoom and we watched it together. So that was kind of an emotional moment for us. And I mean, there's a lot of Asians on the cast, but we're all from different places in the world, like Tadanobu and Hiroyaki-san, they're in Japan, and Max is in Germany. Lewis is in Thailand right now. I'm here in Vancouver. So we're all in different time zones, and Cece and other cast in Australia. But somehow, when it dropped at 8 o'clock this morning, as it turns out, most of us were just like either naked sleeping or naked in the shower or naked working out, and then we just threw some clothes on and jumped on and watched it, and yeah, it was really emotional. Anything like that's really emotional because it's like a baby.
Yeah, and you've been waiting a while for this to come out. So have fans. So it must have been such a special moment to reunite, and hopefully more to come as you inch closer to the film's release. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate the amount of blood and gore in the movie as a whole?
Wow. Look, I think look, this is the most fighting I've ever done in any film, and I'm not sure. I mean, the balance is there. It's kind of Mortal Kombat. It brings me back to the days when I first turned on the Sega game and accidentally did my first fatality. And I'm going, whoa, am I allowed? Are they allowed to do this? That type of thing. So there are a lot of moments where it's like, wow, I can't believe they just did that. But I think it's proper. It's all in good taste. It's not like I yeah, you just have to watch it. It's
Okay, okay. We won't give a number right now, but we
one to
did see a good glimpse in the trailer. We saw the dragon fire, Sub-Zero, Scorpion. It looks amazing. In terms of your training regimen, what did you do on a day-to-day basis to prepare for this role?
we train. I mean, I played video games almost every single day leading up to the shoot. I haven't played video games in about 10 years, and when I got casted, I got a Nintendo Switch, and I got one game, and you can guess what that was. And I played one character, and you can guess who that was. And that's the only character I played leading up to the thing. And then just training. I do what I need to. You know, sometimes during the shoot or before the shoot, especially during the shoot, sometimes I have to shoot at say 4 o'clock in the morning. Then I get up at 1 o'clock, and we're in Australia where people tend to like to drink, and at 1 o'clock they're just starting. So as I'm walking to the 24-hour gym, people are just sitting down with their 2 pints of beer, and this is before the pandemic. So they're looking at this guy in tights, walking with his gym gear when they're about to get started. So I do what I need to. It was nice. It was really intense, but I think it was necessary.
In terms of costumes, from what we see, it looks amazing. How happy and impressed were you with what the wardrobe department could come up with?
Oh, the wardrobe is amazing. For me, I'm just glad that I didn't have to wear a really heavy suit in this one because I did that for Power Rangers and for Aquaman and just couldn't move. I like the Shaolin way of dressing. It's form fitting and it's functional. That's how I take to it. It was really nice. Sometimes when we had to shoot at night, especially in the desert, Australian outback, it gets really, really cold. And we have to get through that. So sometimes that was a bit tough. But in terms of other things, I think the designs look amazing. They look real, not cartoony, and they look epic. I hope people come this Halloween when we can actually go trick or treating. I hope people, dress up as Scorpion or Sub Zero or Liu Kang. I'll show you how to tie the headband and tie the knot.
I'm sure that will be the case. There are so many people talking about this trailer already and the character posters that were just released. Working with Simon, it's his feature film directorial debut. What was it like working with him and his vision?
Uh, we're That was one of my favorite parts of the film. This is kind of look. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this because there's fans watching, but this is one film where I kind of don't care if you guys like it because I had so much fun working on set, and I told Simon this. Um, he's just really open because in Mortal Kombat, there's so much lore behind it. It's been, since the first video game, it's been almost 27 years since that's been out. And then the first movie came out in 95 that we're rebooting. So there's a lot of lore and a lot of people's opinions on this. And it touches a lot of characters from very specific cultures like Shaolin, like what other cultures are there? Kano's Australian. Is there like a douchebag outback culture? I don't know. But anyways, he was very open to what we know because I grew up in China, so and I studied martial arts, and I know you know, how people would say things or how people would do things. I just want to make sure, because it's so seldom that we see actual Chinese sounding Mandarin spoken on TV or in films. And I think because when we're making a film now, we're making it for the globe. So a lot of Asian eyes are going to be on this. I don't want that to be jarring to them.
I love what you said at the beginning. I don't care what people think, but it sounds like working with Simon, having that creative direction, but respecting the culture and the characters and Mortal Kombat's legacy. Now, this cast is so talented. Hiro Sanada, Joe Taslim, Louis Tan, just to name a few. What was it like getting to meet and interact with these guys?
Look, it was nice just to be one of the family and not be the one sticking out from the crowd, because I've worked on so many things when I walk on set and I'm the only Asian there and it feels like I'm just there as a token. But here is a film that, like 60% of the world is Asian, guys, and we're making a film that's going to debut internationally, and it's the only film that you're going to make these days, whether it be streaming or in the theaters. You're making it for the world. You're not just making it for like the minority, quote unquote. That's wherever you are. There's a lot of us out there, and it's nice to be there in a cast that actually represents the proportion of the world, how it would naturally be. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish people would just um, see people for the heart, for the soul, for the being that they are, rather than what they look like. But until we can actually achieve that enlightenment, then we need to make sure that we have a good mix of people.
I know you got to hang out with some of the guys, explore Australia a little, nice bonding experience.
Yeah, we're kind of forced to explore Australia because when we shot before the pandemic, we had to travel. Simon liked physical locations, like the old school grittiness of like kind of 90s action films, like animatronics, everything you can feel. So we can, when we're in the outback, we can feel the flies around us buzzing, and we can feel the sand, and the dry air, that feels like Mongolia, like these places that people watch and will just think that it's all just CG, like The Mandalorian on the blue screen, but they're not. They actually exist, and if you want to go there and visit, have a tour, you can. So we're forced to explore these places, and being with the crew, getting through some of these things were tough. And if we had to do it alone, it would be um, it would probably drive a few people insane. It would feel like you're the only one being tortured in the world. But when you're in a group, you kind of like fight through it together, and it's a nice challenge, and it's a bonding experience.
So excited to see these sets. Where does Ludi like to eat when he's in Vancouver? Because you do call Vancouver home.
I do call Vancouver home, but I call a lot of places home. I like to eat at home. During the pandemic, obviously, I've been cooking a lot. I'm vegan. That's something I'm really passionate about. I've been vegan for a few years now, and the more, you know, it makes me feel better. It makes me feel stronger, faster, and just purer, and I feel nice. One of the really great vegan restaurants in Vancouver is called Doche. It's like a Vietnamese vegan restaurant, and it's right off of Kingsway and King Edward in that corner there. Check it out; it's really great. Try their coconut balls, try their festival balls, try their any balls. All their balls are good, and all their noodles are great too.
I'm gonna have to check that place out. To wrap things up, our signature question for you: if you could be any ice cream flavor, which would you be and why?
Coconut, because it's exotic. I don't know. It just tastes good. Who hates coconuts?
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Ludi, for taking the time to chat. Really appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Chloe. Thanks for your time.
Make sure to catch Ludi in Mortal Kombat out April 16th in theaters and on HBO Max, and we will see you next time.
See ya. Bye.